What's up, YouTube? So, I want to talk about something that I came across when I went to the gym yesterday. Well, I took go to the gym right after I made the video also. But I went to the gym yesterday, and what I saw is what I'm going to write what this topic's about. I go to the gym, and I see these, like, 5 guys with these, like, Super Saiyan looking haircuts, you know, tank tops, but they're, these are, I guess these are like regular tank tops. What are those ones called? The ones that are like really low tank tops. Like you can see their entire back, and it's like the tank top's like fucking all the way down here. I don't know what the fuck they're called. I know they have a name, but I can't remember right now. And they have the tattoos, like half sleeve tattoos, and then they have some shit on their chest right here. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a second. I've seen this shit before, and I'm like, Zyzz. I'm like, okay, these guys are looking like Zyzz. I thought about myself, and I was like, wait a second, I see this shit all the fucking time at the gym. Like, every gym I go to, at least there's like a group or one dude that just looks like fucking Zyzz. A clone of this. The haircut, the style of clothing they wear, the tats. They even talk like him to the extent. Now, that's the only thing now, I'm gonna get to the point. I want to talk about the Zyzz revolution, what I think about it, what I think about Zyzz in general. And what I want to say is, first to start, what I think about Zyzz. I think Zyzz, personally, on a one-on-one level, was a fucking great guy. Here you got a guy who, everybody seen this before pictures, was super skinny. I mean, skinny. I mean, he was a taller guy. He was a little bit taller than me. He's about 6'1", and super skinny, ectomorph to the max, and then he becomes what he became in a couple of years of hard training, hard work. But at first when I saw him, I thought he was, like most people, I was like, what is he doing? Like, I knew he was trolling, but I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But I was intrigued by him, especially since I knew he passed away. Kind of just like, you want to know more about the guy because you're not going to have a chance to know more about him in the future because he's gone. Because I found about him, unfortunately, like most people, right after he passed. So I started doing research, and it turns out the guy was really smart guy. He had amazing grades in high school. According to his friends, he was just very charismatic, very driven, just a great friend. From what it sounds like, he was a former World of Warcraft player, so he was also a former nerd, I would say, as was I, or still am. I don't know about World of Warcraft, but I like playing games here and there. But he just sounded like a well-rounded individual who just happened to love fitness, who just didn't care about what other people thought about him. He just did what the fuck he wanted to do. He said what he wanted to say. He did what he wanted to do. Like, you would see him going out in the dance floor, dancing in front of everybody. Like, he just did not give a fuck. And that attitude, that mindset, it's what made him who he is. Because there's plenty of people out there, especially in the IFBB world, who have that physique that he has. What makes him stand apart was his attitude. It's just his nature. His whole attitude about not putting others down, but holding yourself up high. I think that was one of like a paragraph he had on Facebook, something like that. And just that mindset, I think that's what made this the person he was, and what got him the following it did, because he was just, people like that. People like the underdog story. I like the underdog story. I respect this for that. And the aesthetic revolution, I think this now revolution of now a new type of look. Now, before we had the big bodybuilder guys at the gym. You had the athletic guys, the guys for the sports that were in the gym. Then you had kind of like the Guido tubes, the fucking tube bag guys who go to the gym so they can go party and shit. But I think the aesthetic revolution kind of, actually, it's not just this movement. I would say it's just a revolution in general. It's just a movement in general where you got the men's physique who came, just recently came out. Just recently, I think 2009, 2011, something like that. It was when it first came out on the scene. And this being around in the same time, these two kind of forces together allowed this kind of new look, this idea of, yes, we're gonna look good, not look like a monster, but look good and be strong, but also be not just strong in the gym and just not just be some fucking tool bag, like the Guidos. No offense to Guidos. If you're a Guido, much respect to you. I just mean, like I'm talking about like in the sense of like Mike the Situation type of shit. But but you have this like these motivated guys who just are go-getters in life, who want to accomplish things, who just want to, yes, we're going to have a fun time. Yes, go out and have a good time. But also we have so many other dreams. Our dreams are about, not just about the simple fact of wanting to go and party. We want to do things in life. So I think that's what it's about. Because Zyzz, from what I can tell, he was an entrepreneurial type of person. He had his own protein brand coming out. He had written his own book. Um, and I guarantee you, if he was alive by now, he would have been doing all kinds of things. Like, I mean, just look at his brother. You can see his brother going to all kinds of events now, and I'm sure he has all kinds of, sponsorships and things planned out now. I mean, this would have been huge right now if he was still alive. So, so I think the revolution of just this new type of person, this new, better, stronger person, this person who looks good, feels good, just doesn't, holds himself up high, but doesn't bring other people down, who has goals in life and you know will achieve his goals no matter what it takes. Kind of attitude. That's what I think of when I think of aesthetic revolution. It's great. Now, my one disclaimer about the whole thing is, when you get these guys, you get a lot of these guys who see this and they strive to be like him. And there's nothing wrong to see somebody as an inspirational figure and to strive to look like someone. Especially like you can like I don't have a problem with somebody having the same tats as this, or wearing having the same hairstyle, or wearing the same type of clothes, because dude, the guy had sick style. Like his style was cool. Like, so people mimic other people's styles all the time. Like whatever. But it's when they start to try to take on the persona of him that kind of makes me like kind of like, why? It's like this just was himself. That's all he did. That's what drew people into his life. That's what made him so magnetic. And these other people, I mean, you see these people saying the same catchphrases as him, acting the same way as him, and it doesn't feel genuine. Like when you see him, like when you would see this on video, you're like, oh shit, look at this guy just being so free. When you see these guys, it just feels forced. It doesn't feel right. It feels like they're just trying to pretend to be something. And to those people, to whoever out there, I would say, be yourself. I'm sure if this was gonna be here, he would say the same thing. Just be yourself. Be the you are. Be a free version of you. Do what the fuck you want to do. Be who you want to say. Be who you want to be. Don't give a fuck what other people think about you or say about you. And just be true to yourself. Be natural in that sense. You don't have to be an exact clone of this. Be true to yourself. And this revolution, I think, is going to be. I think, in my opinion, it's going to take bodybuilding as a sport to the next level, because I think it's going to appeal to such a broader audience than just a few percentages of people who just want to be big bodybuilders. I think this is going to make bodybuilding a much bigger sport, and it's going to make people want to be a part of it more. And I think, sort of the business realm of it, I think it's going to make people want to, it's going to make the bodybuilders a lot more. Because in the past, being a bodybuilder is not easy, because the money aspect of it, you don't make too much money, and you're also wasting a lot of money trying to acquire the physique you're trying to acquire. So, but I think as more and more people start getting into bodybuilding, the sport will grow, and just the opportunities will also grow. So, thanks for listening to my spiel about this. This revolution, as some may say, I think is fucking great, and I'll see you guys soon.